Wow. Good morning, Syracuse. All right. It's so nice to be back with you all. This is a very exciting time. We have two very significant economic development announcements, which we always love to have. I'm going to start with some special acknowledgments, and I want to say something we often say, which is that economic development is a team sport, and I could not be more proud to have been and continue to be part of the governor's team for the last 9 years in a variety of capacities. It has been the most amazing experience to see the trajectory that Syracuse is on and that all of upstate is on and that the whole state is on. It takes the executive of the state to make upstate New York a priority, and like we have never had before, you have a governor who makes Syracuse and upstate a priority. I want to acknowledge again Governor Cuomo. State Senators Rachel May and Bob Antonacci. There you are. Thank you. You know, I've been out of this for a little bit, so you got to raise your hand. Assembly members Bill Magnarelli, Pamela Hunter, and Al Sturpey. Syracuse Mayor Ben Walsh. Jude, that was very impressive. I didn't get that. Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon. My pal, Commissioner, New York State DEC, Basil Sagos. Linda Irvin, Minority Leader of the Onondaga County Legislature. Helen Hudson, Syracuse Common Council President. My gosh, what are you people drinking in the morning? I am wowed. I want some of that. Randy Woken, President of MACNY and Central New York Regional Economic Development Council Co-Chair. Deborah Stanley, President of SUNY Oswego and Central New York Regional Economic Development Council Co-Chair. John Mezzalingua, CEO of Jma Wireless. I love that name, Mezzalingua. I think anyone who has a Z in their last name has got a cool name. Michelle Crawford and Jeremy Cowley from Bankers Healthcare Group. And the many local elected officials and community leaders and all of you, thank you so much for joining us here today. Give yourselves a hand. Well, again, we have two important announcements: private sector job creators and investors. Jma Wireless, a major innovator within the technology industry, builds next-generation communication systems. I think you know that. And Bankers Healthcare Group, leading provider of financial solutions for healthcare professionals, will be growing their business in Syracuse. We could not be happier to welcome them and to see them expand their operations in the Salt City. Let's hear it for them. This region has been on a tremendous upswing. It has the right trajectory going and the right momentum, and these two corporate expansions and companies demonstrate exactly that. Both JMA and Bankers Healthcare Group are expanding here in Syracuse because they know, as you do, that the Central New York region has a rapidly expanding tech sector, strong defense industry and UAS industry, new investment in agribusiness, and continued strength in education and the healthcare industry. And I have to say, I want to say this to the county executive and the mayor, because I was driving all around this morning in Syracuse. I got here early, I looked at the site that the bankers are going to, and I looked at the site that JMA is going to, and the city looks great. And it's so wonderful to see a company like JMA expand where the mayor and the county executive have put such a focus on Syracuse South Side, and also to see the growth in the Inner Harbor. So Syracuse is moving in the right direction. It's so obvious, and it was such a pleasure to drive around Syracuse and see how great it looks. I'm in the development business in Buffalo, and one of the things that the development community in Buffalo needed was to have the confidence in the leadership in order to make investment. A lot of time there's investment waiting to happen. People have an idea of what they'd like to do, but they need the confidence to invest in the future. You have a partnership now like you have never had before between the mayor, the county executive, and the governor. When you have that trio of executive leaders working together, the upside for Syracuse and Central New York is unlimited. I think you should not take for granted that amazing combination. JMA, as you know, is setting its sights on developing cutting-edge radio solutions to support what will be the future of large-scale networks. To support its move to 5G, Jma Wireless has purchased Phaser, a Texas-based startup company specializing in 5G R&D, which will make Jma Wireless the first American company with a complete LTE and 5G technology suite. JMA will invest $25 million to purchase, renovate, and equip the properties on Cortlandt Avenue here in Syracuse. Let's hear it for that. You know, I consider myself a very modest person for a lot of good reasons, actually. But I do want you to know that 5G was my idea. I was at a industry conference talking about 4G, and I said, you know, you guys should come up with 5G next. And just a few short years later, here we are. The project will include renovating the 118,000 square foot coin building and purchasing and installing manufacturing equipment, including analyzers and 5G test chambers, R&D equipment, shipping, and office equipment. Empire State Development is awarding JMA Wireless a $5 million URI grant that will be used towards reimbursement for a portion of building renovation and machinery and equipment. Construction is estimated to begin in January of 2020 and projected to be completed in early 2021. Bankers Health Group, a global financial leader within the healthcare industry, has been a long-standing member of the Syracuse community. To date, they have worked with over 110,000 healthcare professionals and provided over $3.5 billion in financial solutions by providing loans for physicians and financing to the healthcare community. BHG and its affiliate Capital Collection Management will relocate and consolidate their Central New York operations from 4 offices across the Syracuse region into a brand new facility on Spencer Street. The $35 million project will include the removal and remediation of their existing property and the construction and full equipment and furnishing of the new facility. And I drove by that again today, and it is in need of some love, and it is getting some serious love. New York State is assisting the project with a total investment of $11 million. Up to $6 million is being offered to Bankers Healthcare Group, and up to $1 million is being made available to Capital Collection Management through the Excelsior Jobs Tax Credit Program in exchange for performance-based milestones. A $4 million capital grant is being provided for BHG's construction project on Spencer Street. Bankers Healthcare Group expects that the project will be completed by the end of 2023. These two projects are part of Central New York's Regional Economic Development Council's focused attention on continued rehabilitation of the city of Syracuse and continued growth of private sector jobs. We are witnessing dramatic and visible changes for the better in downtown Syracuse. Everywhere I drove looked so fabulous. Momentum is continuing as we watch Jma Wireless and BHG expand and become part of the rising success of Syracuse, Onondaga County, and Central New York. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce Randy Woken, President of MACNY and REDC Co-Chair. Please welcome Randy.
Howard is a tough act to follow. I'm not going to try. Thanks, Howard, and good morning to all of you. And it's a great day to be in Syracuse. The governor was just saying to me how excited we all are, and we are about these investments. It's a great day to be in Central New York. And first of all, I want to thank the governor for his leadership and vision. Without that leadership and vision, we would not have the regional councils, which was a tremendous shot in the arm throughout the country, throughout the state, and really has set us on a path to lead the country. You've helped define the future and define the future of Syracuse. So thank you, Governor, for your efforts. You know, the Central New York Regional Economic Development has actually supported these projects from their beginning. We're excited about their announcement today, and we see tremendous growth opportunities for JMA and the Bankers Health Group operations right here in Central New York. You know, these expansions of JMA and BHG complement the Central New York Rising Economic Development Plan, which is our plan and your plan for the five-county region, and it's working. We're seeing robust economic growth. Today is just one of the many examples, and we look forward to continued growth. We've been investing as a council in downtown Syracuse as a top priority, and focused on transformative projects just like the two announced today. And there are so many more we have in the planning, in the opportunities that exist. I want to thank my co-chair, President Deborah Stanley, for your efforts, as well as the entire Regional Economic Development Council for your time and effort in making the plan a reality. Can you please thank the Regional Economic Development Council? You know, it's an exciting time to be in Syracuse and in Central New York, and I especially want to thank the county executive and the mayor for your hard work together. As was mentioned by Howard, it's been a long time since we've seen this kind of focused effort to work together, so thank you both. I'm especially thankful what we're seeing done today, and I've watched the transformation over the last 20 years. I can't thank the governor's team enough for their investment in us and their focus on giving us the opportunity and the tools to make Central New York a better place. So thank you very much, and now it's my next task is to welcome the County Executive, Ryan McMahon.
Good morning. So Howard doesn't know, but when the governor comes to town and with good news, it's not your Monday morning affair here. It's more like a pep rally. So let's do that again. Good morning. All right, thank you. So I am so pleased to be here with all of you, all of our partners in progress throughout our community, all of our elected officials, our nonprofit partners, our higher education partners, private sector partners, and especially our governmental partners, our mayor, our regional council, Randy Woken, our governor, Governor Cuomo. Thank you so much for being here again. And we've heard it before for far too long, upstate New York, central New York, things just seem to keep passing us by. And that's all changing. And we talk about in our office about the momentum we have in this community right now. And the momentum is real. We are experiencing undeniable progress. If you don't believe me, just ask Howard Zemsky. He'll tell you that. And it's really a symptom of what we all do when we put our swords down, whether they're political swords or whatever the swords are, and we decide to partner and work together for the end goal to have a better central New York, to have a better Onondaga County, a better city of Syracuse, and that makes a stronger New York State. And it takes partnerships, and we've experienced the power of partnership, and certainly there's been no better partner when it comes to transforming our economy locally in Onondaga County than Governor Cuomo. And I want to tell, so we get our talking points, and I got to tell a couple stories real quick, though. And the governor told me I only had 5 minutes, but I want to tell you about my experience with Governor Cuomo when we've had plans and big ideas and what his response has been. Because right now he has a Hall of Fame batting average of 1,000, Governor, every time we've come to you with a big plan. And the previous county executive and I, Joni Mahoney, went down to the governor, and we talked about our vision for Onondaga Lake. And we talked about a cleaner lake and what the investment could be, what the strategy could be. We talked about the west side of the lake, how that community suffered under the pollution of the lake and never had the chance to really experience any sort of progress, any sort of recreational activity. And we talked about the New York State Fair, how it needed investment. The governor told us, don't worry about the New York State Fair. I got it under control. And sure enough, he did. Look at what happened. Record after record after record. As so many people said, this isn't your mother or father's New York State Fair. So the governor, we went, we had a plan. The governor funded. We have a village that is becoming revitalized. We have an amphitheater. We have an Empire State Trail. We have a Loop the Lake Trail. We have a lakefront. We have a new ballpark. The renovations are starting because of our partnership with New York State and Governor Cuomo. We went to the Governor Cuomo with a URI application. The state had an influx of money. And the governor said, we're going to invest this back in the upstate economy with the support of the New York State legislature. And we went with a plan, a regional plan that so many of you worked on. So many of you. I see Rob here. I see Deb, Randy. And the governor helped deliver. We won. That $500 million has been seed funding for so many projects and so many things moving on. And just a couple weeks ago, we're at the fair, and we got about 2 or 3 minutes with the governor on our ride in to really announce the fair. And the mayor and I cornered him. He had nowhere to go. And he said, Governor, we have these 2 projects, and they're game changers, and we talked about them. And the governor listened, and he was excited. Then we got out, and the governor, and we're touring the fair, some chocolate milk later, some sausage sandwiches later. And at the end of it, I said, Governor, how do I follow up with you? He goes, hey, just call me. And I go, okay. And that sounds like a stiff arm right there. Call you. They don't let me just call you. They don't give me your phone number. And so the next day, I'm running from appointment to appointment, and I get a phone call, and I never answer these calls, but I answered this one. And it was the governor, and the governor called me, and he said, talk to me about these deals. What do you need to make them happen? And here we are. It's unbelievable. So please. When the government can work together, it makes it easy for the private sector. And there's so much we have here in Onondaga County and New York State to be proud of. And we have 2 families here today with the Mezzalinguas and the Crawfords and their teams at Jma and Bankers Health Group. They are true leaders in this community, and their legacy is going to be tremendous. And it's not what they're doing, but it's also where they're investing. And in areas where there hasn't been investment. And that's what this is all about. And John, Michelle, thank you so much for everything. So please give them another round of applause. But it's all of this is about strategy. And that's really what it is. And the expansion of these 2 companies are building on the governor's and our region's efforts to develop a strong tech corridor that will make Central New York a center for 5G and smart city development. The collaboration of these projects by the city, the county, and the state is continuing our upward progress and taking us one step closer to improving our region for today and, most importantly, for the generations to come. Today, I would also like to announce that here at Onondaga County and all of our partners on the county legislature are here with us today, that we're also going to be funding these 2 projects. We'll be putting forward facade improvement grants for both these projects, a Save the Rain grant for the JMA project. These Save the Rain grants, so you know, BHG, it depends on how much stormwater is capturing. If you qualify, you'll also get one. And also workforce development grants. So we're so happy to be a partner here with our state and our city. More and more companies are calling Central New York home. The numbers speak for themselves when you look at unemployment, you look at the private sector job creation, you look at the investment. You don't need to believe us, just look at the numbers. It's unbelievable. And when you go around, there's so many independent validators right now validating all this progress and validating our partnership in our community. And so it's just an amazing time to be here. I want to thank Governor Cuomo for your vision. Governor, this is a big deal. Without you, we can't get these things done under the timeline we need to get them done if we can't get them done at all. So I want to thank you so much for that. And I also look forward to the many more announcements we have working together with this great team that we have in this room today. We need, I know how the governor feels a little bit, because as county executive, you have 19 villages, or 19 towns, 15 villages, and a city. And it's good if all these different partners have visions and plans for their community so you can plug and play into these communities and you know where you can lead and where you can take a step back. And certainly our city of Syracuse has a great leader. He has a vision. We're executing on this vision. He has great partners. And please give a warm round of applause to my good friend, Ben Walsh.
Wow, what a great, great day. Thank you, County Executive McMahon. This is truly a big day for the city of Syracuse and Onondaga County, and I want to thank you, Ryan, for being such a great partner. He mentioned when we cornered the governor, first time together, certainly not the last. In fact, we were on a tram on the fair. We were going from the train to the press conference. And Governor, I understand that your next stop today is in Rochester, and I wanted to let you know that the county executive and I have arranged for that tram to take us all there this morning. So we look forward to much more conversation. So as you heard today, we are building on the progress that this city and this region have experienced under the leadership of Governor Cuomo. From his first year in office, Governor Cuomo has delivered on his promise to revitalize the upstate economy, creating jobs and expanding opportunities for all Central New Yorkers. Through targeted strategies that leverage our unique resources and key investments in emerging industries and new technologies, Governor Cuomo is helping drive significant economic development for generations to come. The governor and his team were early supporters of the Syracuse Surge, our strategy for inclusive growth in the new economy. When I went to the governor with the concept, he listened. Today, we are seeing evidence the Surge strategy, which is an outgrowth of the CNY Rising strategy, is working. We're seeing the benefits of acquiring our streetlight network and using it to become New York's flagship smart city. We're seeing the power of making Syracuse one of the first cities in the nation for a build-out of ultra-high-speed wireless technology. And we're seeing the potential of creating a countywide STEAM school at the old Central Tech, only blocks away from where JMA will be calling home, producing the workforce for JMA and all of the other companies in the new economy. Projects like JMA and BHG will continue to transform the landscape and economy in Central New York. And we are ready to support these projects. The county executive mentioned he has skin in the game. The governor certainly has skin in the game. We are going to be working with our industrial development agency to make sure the city has skin in the game, and we are excited to collaborate with all of our partners to make these projects possible. These investments would not happen without the leadership of Governor Cuomo. I will repeat that, would not happen without Governor Cuomo. So it is my great pleasure to introduce him today. Please join me in welcoming the 56th Governor of New York, Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, what a great and exciting day. Thank all of you very much for being here. The energy is really exciting. Howard is not used to it because Howard is not really a morning person. This is a little early for him to start the day. But he has been extraordinary when it comes to economic development and especially what has happened in upstate New York. Let's give him a big round of applause, Howard Zemsky. To Randy Wolkin and Deborah Stanley, thank you for making the REDC work. Let's give them a round of applause. To my colleagues who are here from the legislature who appropriated all these funds, otherwise we're not here. Let's thank the senators and the assembly members who are here. To John Mezzalingua, it is a beautiful name, Michelle Crawford and Jeremy Calley, welcome and thank you for believing in us and investing in Syracuse. God bless you. Now, as far as the county executive and the mayor are involved, they brought up the story about the tram, not me, right? Let me give you my version of it. I'm coming up to announce a record-breaking attendance at the State Fair, and which was really unbelievable because it was like the 4th year in a row that it broke the all-time attendance record, and we now had the Expo Center, invested tens of millions of dollars, redid the entire facility. We step onto this tram. I just get out of the car. I step onto a tram, and we're going to the press conference. As soon as I get there, the two of them come like an offensive line of the Buffalo Bills and pin me in the corner of this tram. The state police are looking at them because they don't recognize them and they're looking to see if they're armed. It was like a mugging. I felt like I was being mugged. And right away, we have to do this, and time is of the essence, and we need you to do this, and it's imperative, and it's got to be tomorrow. Fine, I didn't say anything. I said I'll follow up. But I want to give you a piece of advice now, my two young friends. There is a concept in life called foreplay. It starts with hello. How are you today? Everything good? Pleasure to see you. Thank you for the State Fair and the record attendance and the Expo Center. Oh, by the way, there's something else I wanted to mention. I'll call you in the morning. And I did. Give them a round of applause. But as Howard said, it was actually good to see them teamed up because the realization that the future of the city of Syracuse and the county are inextricably linked. You can't help one without helping the other. And that's what this partnership says. And it's right, and it's true, and it's smart. The bottom line of all of this today, we welcome JMA and BHG, but for me, the bottom line, 100 new jobs at JMA, 330 new jobs at BHG, 430 new jobs, good jobs coming to Syracuse. And what the county executive said is true. All the arrows are pointed up. It is undeniable progress. You feel it, you see it, it's on people's faces, it's in all the numbers, all the arrows are pointed up. Why? 3 points. One, it takes money to make money. And yes, the city needs a partner to invest in. And yes, the county needs a partner who's going to invest. And yes, you don't get a new business in this country today unless government invests as a partner, because they can shop cities all day long. And unless you have a government that is entrepreneurial, that is reaching out, that is working with them, you are going to lose. So it takes money to make money. And upstate New York did not have that investment partner from the state of New York for many, many years. That is the truth. And the truth is, we changed that. And I'm proud to say my administration has put more money in upstate New York than any administration in the history of the state, $44 billion. The second lesson is the Zemsky factor. And we changed the economic development approach in the state of New York 180 degrees. Nobody in Albany, in state government, is going to tell you what the project should be. Locally developed regional business plans that are developed here by your political leaders, your governmental leaders, your academic leaders, all working together and putting together a plan. That's what this is all about, and that's why it's working. And third, there is a market dynamic that develops. It's almost cultural. And either a city, a county, a region, either they are ascendant or they are descendant. Either there is a positive dynamic, a positive synergy, or a negative dynamic and a negative synergy. And for decades, upstate New York had a negative synergy. What's a negative synergy? Nobody investing, state keeps raising taxes, state is projecting an anti-business climate, upstate was invested in manufacturing jobs are leaving, we're not investing in these new tech jobs, so businesses are leaving and young people are leaving. And that was the cycle decade after decade after decade, and it was watching upstate New York shrink and watching cities literally disintegrate before your eyes. That went on for 30, 40 years. We changed that synergy. Wasn't easy. A lot of doubters, a lot of cynicism. People are not quick to believe you're going to change a 30-year decline into now a resurgence revitalization. But we have done it. And you're now seeing the positive synergy. You do one positive thing, another positive thing, another positive thing, and now there's a momentum, as the county executive said. New Syracuse Airport. I love that project, right? New front door. Everybody sees it. You're flying into town, oh, look, brand new airport. Positive, uplifting. Fairgrounds. A great magnet, brings people from all over, now over 1 million visitors coming in, new, cutting edge, the Expo Center, largest convention center, one of the largest in the Northeast, right here in Syracuse. Onondaga Lake cleanup. It's not about yesterday and pollution, it's about tomorrow, and a recreational lake, new amphitheater, how creative, how beautiful. And then revitalizing the downtown, which is exactly right. We're not talking to millennials. They do not want to buy a home in the suburbs and commute and have a little patio in the backyard. It's not who they are. They want to live in a downtown area. Those kids coming out of SU, they want to be in a downtown area. I want to be able to walk to work. I want to be able to walk to the restaurant. I want to be able to go outside and do my laptop at a cafe. That's who they are. Not who I am, but it's who they are. And that's how they want to live, and that's what they want to do. And that's why the State Tower, the Icon Tower, the Tech Garden, leveraging SU, that is exactly right. This hotel says it all. Old downtown versus the new downtown, and the rebirth and the revitalization. It is working. The momentum is there. There's now a positive synergy. You think JMA and BHG make these decisions in a vacuum? No. They're seeing everything that's going on. They're flying out of that airport. They're seeing the Hotel Syracuse come back to life. They're seeing Icon Tower and the State Tower come back to life. They're reading the article in the paper about the record fair and the new Expo Center. They're saying, I believe in this place. And I believe in this place so much that I'm going to put my money down on this place. I am betting on Syracuse and Central New York. And they should, because you look at all the evidence, it all says the same thing. It says jobs are coming back, unemployment rate has gone from 8% to 3.7% in Central New York. You cannot argue that number. It is undeniable progress. Committee for Downtown Syracuse says the downtown population has increased 70% over the past 10 years, and that is the right direction. And the most important statistic to me, millennials, young people, are coming back, over 10% growth in the millennial population after decades of seeing kids getting on planes at airports and their parents crying because their kids had to leave home to find another job. Those kids are now coming home, and they're staying. And that's Syracuse, and that's Central New York, and that's thanks to the people in this room. Thank you, and God bless you.